Having a successful pet sitting business doesn't mean much if pet owners can't find you. A professional website is essential for attracting new clients, showcasing your services, and proving that you're the best choice to care for their furry family members. Without a strong online presence, you risk losing bookings while competitors show up first in search results and land the jobs that you're after. So today, I'm gonna walk you through how to create a pet sitting website that builds trust, generates new bookings, and helps you grow your business. Plus, I'll reveal the #1 mistake that most pet sitters make and how to fix it in just a few minutes. The first step is choosing the right website platform. While there are many options out there, my top pick is Wix. Now, I've been building websites for over a decade, and Wix consistently delivers the best experience for business owners who need a powerful, easy to use website. It's mobile optimized, comes with built-in tools like online booking, customer reviews, and service pages, and makes it simple to create a professional website without hiring a developer. Plus, it's absolutely free to try. So to begin, go ahead and click on the link right up here or click on the link in the description. Now, by using that link, you're not just starting your website, you're also supporting me and this channel, and I truly, truly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and click on that now, and I'll walk you through this whole process. Okay, so assuming that you clicked on the link there, all that you need to do, we're gonna first see this page. You're gonna go ahead and put your email in there and then click on Start Now. And what it's gonna do here, you're gonna put in your email again and then password. You could sign up with email on this side, or they also have it so you can sign up with Google or Facebook. I recommend just doing it directly with email. I think it's just a better way to do it, so that's what I'm gonna do here. Okay, and once you've set it all up, go ahead and click on Sign Up. And the first page that you're gonna be met with is right here. So who are you creating your website for? So you wanna say for myself, my business, or a friend. Go ahead and click on Continue. And then you're met with this screen. So this is, it says, bring your ideas to life with AI and have a chat with AI. Now you might be thinking, well, I don't want to really have a chat with AI. I just want to start my site. Don't do that. So you do want to have this chat with AI. The reason why you want to have this chat is that when you have it, it'll actually fill out the content on your site. It'll build out certain pages on your site. It'll make everything a lot easier for you and avoid a lot of the, make it so that you can avoid a lot of the heavy lifting, if you will. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on Start Chat. That is definitely what you should do. So first, tell me what your site is all about. So I have a local pet sitting business and want to start a website so that I can find clients and avoid all the fees from Rover. The Rover app, I assume that you probably use that or are familiar with it, or other ones that are similar to it. I think that, you know, having your own website, one of the nice things is you can avoid all the fees, right? So that might be one of your reasons for doing this. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in. And next, what is the name of your pet sitting business? So go ahead and put your name. And for me, I just put Ronnie Pet Sitters, but obviously put your own name. That's a terrible name, by the way. I hope that isn't your name. But yeah, my name's Ron, by the way. And then it asks, what type of services do I offer? And I put dog walking, in-home pet sitting, overnight stays, medication administration, or special care for senior pets. Obviously put whatever applies to you. If there's certain things that you don't do, make sure to note that, but go ahead and put that in. And then it has here, do you have any additional goals for your website, such as showcasing client testimonials or integrating a booking system? I'm actually gonna say yes to both of those. So one of the beautiful things, and I'll explain this in a minute, or I'll show you in a minute, but with Wix, you can actually make it so you upload your calendar to Wix and people can choose slots, which I know for pet sitters is amazing because they can basically choose slots and you can say, okay, this is available, this isn't available, and I'll dive into it a little later. So I'm just going to say all of the above. And then it asks for a quick history of your pet sitting business. So we'll go ahead and fill that out. So we put, I've been a pet sitter for 5 years. I absolutely love animals and have never had any complaints. I make sure that all pets are taken care of in a loving environment. So we'll go ahead and put that. Obviously put your own. And then it tells us that we're all set. Now, before we move to the next screen, I just want to show you. So on the right side here, it says site profile, which is kind of cool. So you can see it's a pet sitter, bookings, blog forms, which is correct, location. It didn't actually ask me my location, so it says Ronnie Pet Sitters, but you know, we'll have to update that. And then goals and then target audience. So it actually gives you a breakdown of everything that it understands, which is good because this is what AI really understands about your site as it builds it. So go ahead and click on Go to Dashboard. And after you click that, it's gonna take a second to actually set everything up. Okay, and once it's all set, you're gonna be met with this screen here, right? So this is the CMS, the content management system. So for you, this is the administrative portal. So in other words, this is the part that the people who visit your site will never see, but you as the administrator will see. This is kind of the back end of the site. So I'm gonna go over everything in this in a minute, but I know that you're most interested in actually getting a website built and up, and I wanna show you that and show you how quick we can do that. So what we wanna do is the bottom left here, we have design site, or the top right. You can click on either of those, doesn't really matter. And then here, how would you like to design your website? Would you like to customize a template? or generate a design with AI. Now, you can try generate a design with AI. I have not had much luck with that. I don't love that. Every time I've done it, it just doesn't turn out as good as I want. I choose to customize a template. Now, here's what you probably don't understand or don't know. People that make websites or people that don't make websites don't know this. So most websites out there are templates. They are templated sites. And then what you do is, you use the template as a baseline. And then what you do is you'll adjust the pictures, adjust the, fonts, colors, whatever you want. You can adjust it to make it your own. That's really the best way to make a site because it kind of gives you the skeleton of the site and then you can kind of dress it up the way that you please, right? Most websites, especially local businesses, pet sitters, that's how people are going to do it, okay? It's just the easiest way of doing it. Building it from scratch and customizing and all that, that is very expensive. It requires developers. And even with generated design with AI, you're going to do things and then you're going to think, oh, I don't really like that. And you may have to adjust things. So I recommend that you choose a template. So let's click on pick a template here. Okay, so when we pick that, we see here that it says that we are a pet sitter, which is good. That's the search that's coming in. You can see here, so this is where it gets a little bit unique or interesting, if you will. So the options that you're going to see, I don't see a pet sitter specifically. I do see a dog walker, which is kind of close. So you don't see pet sitter specifically. You don't see a theme for pet sitter. That doesn't mean that they don't have a theme that'll work. What it means is that there's no theme specifically as a pet sitter. So what you really want to do, because like I said, we're really building the skeleton of the site, is think about the business that you have as a pet sitter, what you actually need, right? What you want to do. And then what you want to do is look for similar or themes that would make sense, right? So right here, we've got a pet groomer. So let's go ahead and click on this. And I recommend that you pick 3, by the way. So pet groomer, pet supply store, that's not going to be for us because that's like people who sell products online. That's just not what we're doing. Dog walker, that would be close. So we'll go ahead and click on view there. Pet care provider, it looks like this is for grooming, not really us. And then probably dog walker is probably the next closest thing, right? Because as a pet sitter, dog walkers are going to be the closest. Not to say that you are only a dog walker, right? Because you also do pet sitting. But when you do dog walker, you're really focused on the personal aspect of things. And that's really as a pet sitter, dog walker, all this stuff. That's really where you want to focus, right? So we have 3 different themes that we like. And now what we want to do is we want to go in and actually look at the themes to determine which is the closest to what we want, okay? So we're going to go into here. First thing we're going to do, we're going to close all this. We're not going to use any of these. Just want to make sure they don't pull up. Okay. So the first one is we've got a dog salon. And this one is kind of close to what we want. I mean, it's a little bit different because it's obviously someone who washes dogs and, well, specifically dogs. And you got here full grooming, wash and blow dry. Okay, so I could see a situation where we could do, Wendy's pet sitting, right? And then we have our services and we talk about the different services for them. And then they can click book now. And then it's personal, which is good. So this is Wendy, but obviously we can adjust this. So I do like that. Happy clients. This makes a lot of sense because you want to show all the happy clients that you've done pet sitting for. So that's good. All the different reviews. This is good as well. Opening hours, just to give them your hours. I like that. Ask me anything. Okay, so this is just all your information, contact form. And then they've got the book now link here. Actually, I shouldn't click that yet. Okay, so and social media up here, which is good because you're probably going to be tied to social media too. Not a bad theme. Let's go to the next one. I just choose 3 every time. So this next one here, Andy, the dog person. Let's take a stroll. Kind of an interesting thing about me. I do like the design of this. I think this is really neat. How they get the design in the background there. Okay, book a walk. Andy's pack. This is pretty cool. This is very specific to a dog walker, but I think that we could definitely get this close. And there's also the about me. Okay, it all drags into the first page here and all that. Okay, so that's good. And my services probably, is that a unique page? Oh, that's a unique page. Okay, so yeah, you can click in all these and actually look. So this is a good one as well. And then we go to here, which is a dog walker one, going to be similar to the other one that we just saw, right? So personal, which I think is a big deal. I like personal, contact me. When you click on contact me, what happens? Okay, it brings you right to the contact form, okay? So we scroll down, a little bit about me, more about you, pictures of dogs, cats, whatever that you're actually doing the pet sitting for. Services and fees, you talk through all that. That's good. Okay, and then happy clients. I do like how you can have a picture and then they scroll over and it, different things, the testimonials pop up. I think that's cool. A little Google Maps thing here and, contact information here. About services, our clients. So this is probably like a testimonial section. Okay, so it's kind of a testimonial section. Okay, so these are all actually pretty good. I mean, I don't really necessarily have one that I love over all the others. I think for the functionality standpoint, probably this one is probably going to be the best one. But I can understand people saying, hey, this one is beautiful. I love this one. So whatever one you want, you can do, okay? So I'm going to say from a functionality standpoint, I'm going to say I like this one the most, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on, if this is the theme that you want, so between the 3 themes, don't go into 5, 10, 15 themes. It's too much. So just get one that you basically, like the idea and go ahead and click on edit this site. And after you click on edit this site, now what you're basically telling Wix is this is kind of the theme that I want to use. So now let's set up my site there. So all that AI chat that you had, this is where this all comes in handy, and it's going to actually build everything out. It takes a minute, but it'll build everything out for you. Okay, so once it is done, you're going to be met with this page right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click here so I can see 100%. And technically speaking, right now, you actually have a website. So I'm going to show you right now. We're going to go ahead and click on publish. And right here, we will view the site. Now this URL, if you share this with anybody, they will then be able to see this site. So technically you have a website. It's already that quick. Now, I know we need to customize the website. We need to adjust it to make it look right and do what we really want, right? But technically speaking, you're already done. You haven't paid anything. You're already all set up. You have a website. Now, if you want to get rid of this URL, which is kind of ugly, make it more professional, you do have to upgrade to one of their paid plans. But there's different things that you'll see about that later. You just click on connect your domain here, and you can do that. There's other functionality too, like the booking, et cetera, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But you do technically have a site, okay? So we could dive into the homepage and actually the design. Before I do that, I do want to talk a little bit about the CMS just so that you understand. So we're going to go back to the CMS here. Okay, so remember this page. This is the page before we built the site just now. So I just want to talk about this real quick just so that you understand everything that's offered here. So we've got setup and home, self-explanatory, getting paid. So if you actually want to accept payments directly on your website, you can do that. Not easy to do with a lot of websites, by the way. Wix makes it very simple. Booking calendar, which is a huge deal for pet sitters. You can actually have your booking calendar and adjust it, and if let's say you don't work on Wednesdays, you can just block that day out and make it so they can just book on other days of the week. You can do all that. Sales, this is where you're going to put all your payments and information there. Catalog, this is if you have different services. So if you have like, senior pet care versus in-home sitting, all these different things, that's where you put all that information. Blog, now this is optional, but if you want to have a blog on your site, I'm going to show you how to actually have that. Apps, this is an interesting part. So if, for instance, you wanted, the example I always use is if you want live chat on your website and have that as an ability, you can. But for some themes, it may not be there. So all you have to do is install an app from the app market and you'll have live chat. It'll be that quick. Site and mobile app, this gets a little bit more advanced stuff, but this is where you have, your site and mobile app information. If you need a logo for your brand, you could do that here as well, which is nice. Inbox, if somebody submits contact forms, etc., it'll all be here. Customers and leads, kind of the same thing. It gives you a dashboard of all the different people who have reached out on your site and have actually, tried to get information from you. Marketing, this is if you want to get into marketing. We won't do that much here, but if you want to get into marketing, you can. Analytics, this will show you everybody that visits your site, the pages they hit, all the stuff around that. And then automations gets, again, more advanced. Automation settings, CMS, this is all advanced stuff. I just want to focus on the core stuff that you really need right now, right? Okay, so that is the whole back end, but let's definitely focus on the homepage here. So let's jump back into here and talk about designing this. Your homepage is the first thing that visitors see, so it needs to make an impact. Keep it warm, welcoming, and focused. Highlight your pet sitting services, the types of pets that you care for, and why pet owners should trust you. Also include a strong call to action like book a pet sitter today to encourage visitors to schedule an appointment immediately. All right, so let's talk about this homepage. Now, when you get to the homepage, the first thing you need to understand about a site before we even get into designing this. So this top part right here is the navigation, and also it's the header of the site. So it's the top part of the website. It's called the header, and it has a navigation. Bottom part down here is the footer, and it has a contact form, or it will have a contact form. So what you need to understand about sites is you basically have the header here, the footer here, And that carries on through every site or every page of your website, right? So if you have a separate page, they're going to click, but all that middle information is what you really need to change for all these different pages that we talk about, right? So the first thing that we want to do is really focus on the navigation up top. And we're doing that because this is going to be on every page. We want the header to really be what we need it to be. So first thing I'm going to do is say, well, why is this search thing right here? Okay, so there's a cart icon. I don't need a cart icon because we don't really have an e-commerce store. And then we'll click here, Wix site search. This happens because of the blog. That's why that's there. So I'll just delete that. We don't really need that either. Okay, so now we've got all these in the header. Okay, so with this right here, the first thing we're going to do, so I'm going to click into here, right? And I'm going to go to navigation or manage menu rather. And we don't really need the home section because everybody knows that they can click on the top left to go to the home page anyway. So we'll just hide that from the menu. We don't really need all that. Book online, so I'm going to rename this, but I'm just going to put it all in caps just so that it kind of matches everything else. And then also the blog, completely optional page. But if you do want to have it, I just want to show you the whole tutorial that I'm giving you here, just so that we're clear. I'm going to show you all the functionality. I'm not going to spend all my time designing it and spend all of our time just doing that. But I will show you all the functionality that you need to know to be able to do what you need to do, right? So first things first, let's go back to the home page here. So we've adjusted these pages, right? We've got about, services, our clients, contact, book online, and then blog. Now, it could be argued that we could, combine the contact page with book online. You could do that so that you actually showcase the calendar there. But just for the sake of this, I'm just going to show you them in different ways, right? Okay, so first thing, so this navigation, I would say for now is good. Like I said, I'd probably combine contact and book online, but for the sake of the tutorial here, I'm going to show you the difference. But that would be good. Next thing that we need to do is we need to look here. So let's say that we're looking at this. Hi, I'm Nicole, an expert dog walker based in downtown San Francisco. Well, I'm not. I am Ron. I'm based in Chicago, right? And I want to say you can change this font if you're curious, like, oh, well, can I change it? You can change it to all these different things. Very simple to do. Let's say that we like that one better, right? Okay, I just like that font better. Let's say that we think, well, I don't really like the position of that. I actually want to move it over to here. Doesn't make sense, by the way, but I just want to show you, you can click and drag in Wix. Now you may think, well, yeah, that's how all website stuff works, isn't it? No. Website stuff is actually really complicated. There's a lot of coding involved. To be able to move that over, you'd have to do coding. And this is one of the biggest positives of Wix is that you're allowed to just click and drag over, which is a beautiful thing, right? So we've got this here. So I'm just going to say that's good for what we want. Obviously, this image isn't really good, right? Because I'm not that girl right there with that dog. So we're going to change the background. And this is where it gets interesting. So you could change it to a color, an image, or a video. So I'm going to choose video, right? And I'm just going to put dog. I'm going to put dog. And I'm putting dog for a reason. I think that it's really cool, but I really like to have videos as opposed to images, if it's at all possible. It's not always possible. But let's say that we want this one, because this kind of shows what it would be like for somebody to have a pet sitter, right? So it kind of gives the idea of like, oh, we're family, we're hanging on the bed. Probably shouldn't be feeding them pizza, but that's kind of the idea. Now, here's why we do this. So we'll go ahead and click on publish. And now, when we go to the site, now it actually has a video there, which is pretty cool. It's just a looping video. It looks a lot more professional than just having, an image, if you can. But if you can't do that, or you don't find a good image or a good video rather for you, because there was really only one, right? You can go ahead and click on change background. We could do image, and you can upload your own images. So if you have a picture, smiling with a dog that you're hugging the dog, that'd be great. Go ahead and do that. Another example I want to show you. So we have media from Wix, right? This is where you can get your assets, the images. Media from Wix, Shutterstock, and Unsplash. Okay, you can get all these. Media from Wix and Unsplash are free. Shutterstock is discounted, but not free. But they do have some really good videos. So if you want to do video, you can. The other thing that you can do is you can click on an AI image creator. So I actually love this feature. I think it's really cool. So what Wix has done is they built in an AI image creator so that you can actually do that. So we put a man in a red shirt smiling and cuddling with a dog on a couch. Now I chose photo. You could do a lot of different things. You could do illustration. You could do a lot of different things, but we're going to do photo. Let's go ahead and create an image. Now I will say this AI image thing, it's not always perfect the first time, but it gives you some decent ideas. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so this is the first one. Not really terrible, but also not perfect. kind of looks a little weird. We'll create one more time. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one, even though there's like multiple hands, and we actually, no, I can't even do this one. Let's create one more time. We'll create 3 times. Okay, so we're gonna go with this one. I know it's not perfect. I just wanna show you again the functionality. And obviously, if you're looking at this and, you need to continually put this in here to make sure that, and adjust your prompting so that you make sure that it actually looks good. But let's say if that's the one that you wanted, right? We're gonna go ahead and have that change background and boom. Now we've actually got the image that we want, right? Now, again, in your case, if you're the individual, just put your picture there with a dog or cat. That's definitely a better way of doing it. But I just want to show you with AI, you can actually create images on your site, which is a big deal. Because later, if you want a picture of a dog running in a field, right? If you want somewhere on your site, that you could actually have to pay for that, right? In a lot of cases. So this is a way to save money, right? That's the idea. So we've got that taken care of. We'll say that's good. Again, I don't love this picture, but we'll say it's good. Here is Meet Ronnie's Pet Sitters or Ronnie Pet Sitters. This is kind of the about section. Briefly talks about, really this says like our team is committed. I would recommend, as a pet sitter yourself, focus on singular, focus on you, right? Focus on you as an individual and explain you. Don't put our team or that corporate speak and all that stuff. Don't do that. Just focus on you. So you'd have to adjust this text, but it says with 5 years of experience. So you'll notice that AI chat I had in the beginning, it's actually plugging some of that in here. So it gives you some ideas. You just have to finesse it, right? So we go through that and adjust it. Again, you can change the whole look, everything, just click, drag, whatever you need. If you don't like the position of it, you can totally do that. I already showed you how. Here we have another image. So this image, let's say, well, I don't really love this image. We can change the background to an image, video. Like for instance, here would be maybe a better place to do a video because it's not really like that, right? Dogs in a park. Let's go ahead and change the background. So maybe this is a better place to do a video, right? You have your personal self up here and then a video down here, and then that'll look really cool on the final version. Our services, so here it has dog walking, in-home pet sitting, and medication administration. You may want to adjust, medication administration is kind of part of it all. But if you wanted to have all those, you could have them here. And that's, pretty similar or pretty easy to be able to do all this. It doesn't really take much from you. If you want to expand it, you can do that. Just click and drag this little button down and we can add more of these container boxes and all this. All we'd have to do is just right click copy or copy design rather, or duplicate. Either of those would work. So you just duplicate it and bring more down, right? You can do that. So that's how that would actually work. Let's just drag this back up. But if you want to expand it, you can do that. And then we've got here, this is really the testimonial section, but it's our happy clients. I think this is a really cool way of doing it. I love the design of this site. That's the beauty of a template. But if you say, you know what, we've got this ugly green color here and I don't really like the green color, we can just click here, change the background. Let's make the color into I don't know, gray's even uglier, I'd say. Let's go with blue. So if we wanted to change it to blue, something like that, we can do that. Obviously, we'd have to change it down to blue right here. Same thing. You just click and drag or click and adjust the actual pictures of it. I like the scroll over effect that they have here. I don't really think that you should change much. Obviously here, you'd want to change the images of the dogs, right? So we're going to click on Manage Media. So I'm just going to show you. So you go into here and you'd add media, and it would then, as you added yours, you'd delete theirs. So you'd add media, and then you just click up here, remove, and you're replacing these images and adjusting these images. And that's basically all that you need to do there. Also, you might be wondering, well, because I remember, if you remember, I showed you earlier, when you scroll over them, it shows something. This is what it shows. It shows the description, right? So we have the title and then description. You adjust that description to whatever you want it to say, with a testimonial about a dog that's happy, and then that would be the way to do that. So that'd be all set up. And then we've got here the contact section, which here it's a little bit confusing because you're probably looking at this and you're like, well, that's cool and all, but number one, my location isn't right. Well, it's really simple. Just manage locations. And then you would actually put in your address. And after you put in your address, it would adjust and it would actually pinpoint your location on a map, which is pretty cool because people can actually zoom in, zoom out. They can see exactly where you're located. So it's just a nice way of doing it. In terms of a contact form, which I know can be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to show you how we actually edit or adjust a form. So we're going to click on Edit Form. And here you want to have a contact form, you want to have your phone number, you want to make it easy for people to reach you, right? So for this contact form, it's very simple. We just want to add a first name, last name, email, phone number, and then a long answer. Okay, long answer, we're going to change it to, how can I help you? That's it. So first name, last name, email, phone, and how can I help you? You don't want to put many more form fields in here, these different fields. You don't want to put more of these because basically if you do that, people may just say, well, I don't really want to fill this out. And they may never fill it out at all. So what we want to do is just have a few and then go with that. You can adjust this if you need, like if you want to lose the email or the phone number, you could do that. It wouldn't be a bad idea to, increase the chances of people filling it out. But we'll go ahead and keep it this as is. We'll click on save and we will close it out. Now we go back and it's like, cool, I created a form, but it's not here. Really simple. So go ahead into here, click on settings and then forms. We've got my form and voila. You now have a form on the bottom of your site. That easy, okay? So the form is all done now. When people click submit, it'll push into the back end of Wix, like I talked to you about already. And then here we've just got the footer. You can adjust this if you want to say something else, whatever you want to say, that's totally fine to do. But overall, I mean, aside from the colors and things, maybe we could change some more text and the look of things and adjust some things. But I think this is a really good homepage in general. And I think it just overall looks good. I will say too, you got here the live chat. Now I talked about if you wanted live chat and it didn't have it, this theme does have it. But if you're thinking, well, I can't be in live chat all day. Well, we could just click that and delete it. It's all gone. It's really simple. So overall, I think that this is a very good looking site. Again, you can adjust different things as you need. I do want to point out that you can always add elements here, right? If you click to add elements, if there's anything that you want to add, you can on the home page. And also adding sections. This is kind of a superpower with Wix. If you wanted a different area for testimonials, like here we've got this, this area with testimonials, and we'll talk about this in a minute. We could just drag something else for testimonials and change the look of it. But overall, yeah, I think that the homepage looks pretty good. And this is definitely serviceable, but make your own design decisions and adjust it for what it is. Your services page should clearly outline what you offer. So whether it's dog walking, in-home pet sitting, overnight stays, medication administration, or special care for senior pets, each service should have a brief description and pricing. And if you offer any customized care plans, be sure to highlight that as well. Okay, so next is the services page. So this is where you really want to showcase what it is that you actually have to offer, right? So we're going to click on services here. And this is the actual page that you're going to see. It's actually not a page at all, right? All it did is it snapped down on the home page to the services section. I actually think that makes a lot of sense, right? So when we click on it, instead of having a whole other page dedicated to it, it just snaps down to this little section. I already showed you how to expand on that, right? So I am going to show you how to create a whole new page in case you wanted to, right? So let's say you have our services and you're like, well, I only have these 3 things and I actually need more. That's okay. We can add more, or we can add another page. So we want to go up here, click on this. Up here, click on this, click on manage pages. And we want to click on add page. Okay, so when you click on add page, you're going to be met with this right here, and you can actually choose services, and you can see all the different services, the way that they kind of break it out. So if you wanted to add a page specific to services and you wanted to where they could get a quote, all this stuff, you could basically look and preview any of these and say, well, I want this one or this one. Really depend. Let's go with this one. You can click on add page, and what it will actually do is it'll create a page for you. Okay, so this is going to be the new services page, right? We would just have this as the new services page. And then we would say, okay, well, this page right here, this isn't really a services page. What this is a home page kind of services page, right? But we don't really need it on the menu. We just don't really need it on the menu. So let's just hide it from the menu. That's the old version. This is the new version. This is going to be the new service page, right? So now we have a new page where you can update all your services. You can obviously adjust, this is vector art, but you can change your vector art. You can change it to images. You can do whatever you want. You can add clients. I like that they have testimonials here as well. So this is the new service page. The other thing that you could do is say, if you want them to book their service today, we'll go ahead and click on add elements, and we will maybe add a button, right? And we generally want to do themed buttons because it'll fit the look of the whole theme overall. So we'll just do this one. We'll do a button right here, and we're going to do it right here. Well, let's click. Yeah, we'll just have it right here. We'll move this down. like that. There we go. Move this down. Okay. So now we've got this button here. All right, and we'd say, okay, let's make this button bigger, maybe like that. And then we'd have a button, it snaps to book your time today. We're just gonna put book your time today. So they would basically see all the different services, right? They'd be scrolling down and they'd say book your time today. And then you can make it so when they click that, it'll go to the contact page, or it would go to the book online page, whatever you think makes the most sense. So we'll talk about that in a minute. But this is how you would actually, oops, I see that. There we go. This is how you would actually create it so that you have your own unique services page, right? So we're gonna go ahead and click on publish, just so that we have the updated website. And now the services page is more than just that, right? They can always click to here. And again, I just showed you how to add a button. You can add a button, you know, book or see more services here or something like that. Or if you want, and you say, you know what, I really don't like on the homepage how I even have that services section. So if that's the case, we'll go into here and we'll just say, you know what, let's just get rid of it. There you go. So now you don't even have services on the homepage. Don't really recommend that you do that. I think it's good to have the services, but if you wanted to, you could, right? It's just generally a good idea so that you have it all set up, okay? So your services are now gone here, but when someone clicks on the main page or on the actual website, they're gonna go to your services page and they can book their time. So that is how you would set up the service page and get it exactly how you want. Next is a customer testimonials page. So nothing builds trust faster than real client reviews. So I recommend that you create a page showcasing success stories, before and after transformations, or heartfelt testimonials from happy pet owners. If you have any photos or videos of pets that you've cared for, even better. Seeing happy pets reassures potential clients that their furry friends will be good in your hands. Okay, next is testimonials here. Now, for testimonials, we have our clients. I don't really love that it has it labeled as our clients, but let's just say that that's what we're going to go with, right? So when someone clicks on our clients, all it really does is it brings you down to right here. I mean, I think this is a pretty cool way of doing it. I really don't know that you should adjust much of this, aside from obviously the images and the text. I really like the way that this is designed. I just think it looks really nice. And this is coming from someone who has like a decade of experience in doing this stuff. So I actually recommend that you keep this pretty much exactly where it is. I don't think that you should change this. I did talk to you already, you go into here and I talked about the back end and how you could change all the text and, adjust it. I would recommend that you do that. Honestly, if you want to create a whole other testimonial section, so what you could do, I'll just show you this too. So we have the dogs here. Let's add a section here. And we can go to the testimonials right there. We click, we bring this over, we drag it down, and let's say that we want to add all this. So now on the home page, we have that. And then what we have, happy clients, we could just delete this part, probably change the background here to be the same color as that. But the point is now we have another section of testimonials. So if you just wanted to add another section of testimonials, you can adjust it. One thing with this to note, so slide 1 of 3, 2 of 3, 3 of 3. So make sure that you adjust all 3 of them. But if you want to add more testimonials, you just create a section for it and you go ahead and click on publish. Okay, so now with that, it's not just the animals giving the testimonials, it's actually people as well. So yeah, that's how you'd handle the testimonials. I think it's fine to add this. I don't think you need a separate page. I'd probably just use it as is. The About Us page allows you to connect on a personal level. So share the story of your pet sitting business, why you started, your love for animals, and what sets you apart from other sitters. If you have experience, certifications in pet care, or first aid training, highlight them here to establish credibility as well. And next is the About section. So we're gonna go into here, we'll go to the About. This is the About section right now, right? It is just this little part right here, which talks about it. Honestly, I think you could probably do better. You can have this as a small little blurb, a small paragraph about what it is that you offer. But I would recommend, I already showed you how to add a button, and then you want to point that button over. So I'm going to show you right here. So we'll go to Add Elements. We'll do a button. We'll do themed buttons. Let's just say this was the button that we wanted to choose. We'll go ahead and put this button. And then what you do is you click on Choose a Link, and you would instead point that to the new About page that you create. So assuming that this was, we had just created the services page. Assuming that you actually had an about page, you'd choose about. And then that button, that is a terrible button, by the way, just doesn't stick out, right? You definitely want something that sticks out. But that particular button would then, when they click on it, they would go and they would actually look at your about page. Again, we'd adjust this, maybe more about me, right? They could click on it. You have to expand the size. And then, yeah, you can, the design, the colors, etc. Let's go with that look. That's definitely better. Okay. So let's go with that. So more about me. So if they click that, then, again, you could have them point to an about page that gets even more detail into who you are, everything about you, so that they can see that and just basically build more trust overall. And next is the contact page. So you want to make it easy for potential clients to reach you. Your contact page should feature a simple form where visitors can request information or book a pet sitting service. Also, include your phone number, email address, business hours, and links to your social media pages. If you offer last-minute bookings, be sure to mention that too, because a lot of people could use that. Okay, so the next page is the contact page, and I'm actually gonna go over the contact page first, and then the book online, because they're kind of, well, you'll see, they're kind of related, right? So we have our page here. We have, the home page is coming together. Everything looks pretty nice. We've got this new button that will lead to the about page that we created, etc. So what we want to do here is the contact. Now the contact will initially drag us down right to that form that we already created. I don't need to go over that. You already know how we created it and what we did. That's pretty easy. But the other option is the book online. So this is an interesting thing. This is where having the calendar is really, it really comes in handy. And actually, let me do it this way here. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and click on preview. Okay, there we go. So this would be the book online module, if you will. So they click on book online. And let's say that they're like, yeah, I need 2 hours, $75, book now, overnight stay, which you can adjust that. I'll show you how to adjust that in a minute. Click on book now. And what it does, this is the calendar that I was talking about. This is a godsend. It makes your life so much easier as a pet sitter, because when you have this, it's going to allow you control this calendar fully. So you could say this day's closed off, this day's open, etc. When somebody does this, they're able to actually pick the time that works for them, right? 11:30, they will click next. And then you can actually make it so that they can book online directly. Now, you do have to upgrade from the free plan to do this, but their plans are very, very affordable. And overall, this will save you a tremendous amount of time as someone who's doing pet sitting. It's cheaper, or much cheaper than the rover fees that there are, right? So this is a great way to do it. And I would say, I'm not gonna say anything bad about Rover, but obviously you can hand out business cards every time someone visits you. So let's just leave it at that. But, I think that this is a great way to actually make it so that people can book their time directly with you, avoiding all the texts and phone calls and everything else. Maybe the first time you'll have to do that, but after you already have a relationship, it just makes it really, really easy for you. So I do recommend getting this, but again, you do have to get a paid version of it. And you can do that at your leisure. But I wanted to go back into the book online page here. So we went right over to the book online page, and I just want to show you. So all this right here, right? You can see that it's book online, it's, managed services. All this is, again, in the CMS, okay? So if you want to adjust this, right? Because right now we have dog walking, overnight stay, senior pet care. If you want to adjust this, the pricing, the availability, everything, you just click on any of these, you edit, and we can adjust all the content in here, right? Which makes it really simple to do. Or if you have to add any others, we will go to here and we'll just click on add new service. And that'll make it so that on this page, when they click book online, your other services will be there. Every service will be there. And it'll make it so easy for people just to book it directly on your website without you having to deal with it. And the last one here is optional, but it's kind of like a pet care blog, right? This is a great way to establish yourself as an expert in pet care. So you can publish articles on pet care tips, training advice, nutrition guides, and travel tips for pet owners to educate your audience. Not only does this help pet owners, but it also improves your search engine rankings and attracts more visitors to your site. Okay, and here now let's focus on the blog. Okay, so we're on the blog section. So this is a little bit confusing, but it's really not. But if you're just not familiar with it, it's a little confusing. So right here, we have the blog page. So when somebody visits your website, right, they're going to come into here and they will view the site. Okay, they will come into here and they will click on blog, and this is what they're going to see. They're going to see a blog with all these different articles. They can click into the articles and they can actually read them. Okay, so these aren't not technically articles. They're called blog posts. Has to be blog posts. So this is how it actually works. It's very simple to do. So when you set it up, it's going to set up a blog page. And this, I mean, creating a blog does make sense if you want to talk about the importance of caring for your pet, playing with your pet, why, you know, dog walks are so important to your pet's health, things like that, right? If you want to kind of talk about yourself as an expert, showcase your expertise, not a bad idea to have all that here, right? But the real benefit to this is when you go into here, right? We'll click on manage posts, okay? The way that this works is there's a blog page on your website. On that blog page, like you just saw, there's all the posts. These are all the posts, okay? So on the blog page, right, we're going to see all of the posts. So all you need to do to create a new blog post, you go right into here. I'll just show you. You can click on edit to actually see how it comes out when you're finally done with it, right? But when you write something, all it is just a bunch of text, you know, an image, you can add another image, etc. And then just click on publish. And when you click on publish, it'll show up at the top right here. It's going to show right at the top of the screen, right up here, okay? And it's just going to continually push all the other ones down. Now, this is good, like I said, to showcase your expertise. It's also good for your website to show that it's active, etc. So it's not a bad idea to work in blogging into your whole process for marketing. But it's really simple to do. It really just doesn't take much. Like I said, just click on manage posts. And then we got that. All we'd really have to do, I mean, you see the ones that are already here. All we'd have to do is just create a new post and write everything that you want to put all the images in there, and then, it would go from there. The nice thing is here too, it's got Create with AI, where it really helps you outline and do these tags and things that really make it so that your blog posts are much more likely to be successful. So I like that too. Grammar and style is a really big thing too. It'll actually help you through grammar and just make it so that you write a good post overall, especially if you're not the greatest writer in the world. This will make you a better writer too. So it's really nice that they have all that functionality in. And yeah, don't underestimate the blog stuff. I mean, it is optional for sure, but don't underestimate it, because when you're talking about this stuff and giving your own point of view, you'd be surprised. Your customers may actually come into here looking at this stuff and say, wow, I really like their approach, the way that they're approaching everything, and say, yeah, I'm gonna hire them for that reason. So congrats, you have officially made it. Now, if you followed everything in this tutorial, you now have your very own pet sitting website. And while there will be, different tweaks and improvements over time, you've built a solid foundation that you can proudly share with the world. Now, this website, it gives you the exposure that you need to really succeed online. Oh, and remember that big mistake that most pet sitters make when building that website? Well, spoiler alert, it's actually not about the website at all. So the number one mistake that most pet sitters make is that they are not using email marketing effectively. Many assume that once someone visits the site, they'll book an appointment right away, but that's rarely the case. So most potential customers, they need time to research, compare options, and really decide. Now, email marketing keeps your pet sitting business top of mind for those people. You can collect emails for your booking form and send automated follow-ups. You can offer, seasonal pet care tips, exclusive discounts, or reminders for repeat bookings to keep clients engaged. And a well-timed email can really turn a visitor into a loyal customer. Now, to make this easier, I recommend using Brevo, which integrates with Wix and simplifies automated follow-ups completely. So you can go ahead and click on the link right up here, or check the link in the description to try that for free. Your pet sitting website isn't just an online brochure. It's a powerful tool for building credibility, attracting bookings, and growing your business. Now, if you found this video helpful, please click on the like button. And if you have any questions, drop them in the comments as well. I'd love to really help you create a site that brings in more clients and takes your business to the next level. Thanks for watching.